Thank you, Acting Deputy President. I rise to contribute to Senator Lambie's very important MPI, and we can't stress enough how important it is to treat this place with the respect it deserves, with the dignity, and not treat the item of business that's formal motions as a joke. Because currently that's what's been happening. For the last few sitting weeks, few sitting days, all we have been hearing is the same lines being repeated by the minister. I mean, if the government ministers claim that we're going on a fishing expedition, well, that's what the Senate's job is, to fish for information that the government's trying to hide. And again, Australians out there want to know, why are you trying to hide something if there is nothing to hide? Why are you being so secretive if you've got nothing to hide? If you want to be transparent. I mean, I was part of the Labor Party and campaigned heavily on transparency. The National Anti-Corruption Commission was the go-to discussion point at every conversation, every door knock, to basically say that this is the government that is going to come in and bring transparency. In opposition, they were pulling fingers and pointing at Scott Morrison for being secretive. And yet we find ourselves ordering for documents that's within our right as senators, and yet it either comes back highly redacted or we don't get it at all, because it's just sat there, it's delayed, and eventually deleted. And it's frustrating to hear the government say that, you know, it's quite a lot of work. Well, that's your job. You're in government. We have the right to get those information, to then show it to the Australian public. And no, we will not be accepting 30-minute briefs with the ministers, because what's that going to achieve? The public's not going to know what's going on. They want to see the documents for themselves. So instead of, you know, you talk a big game about efficiency, you talk a big game about doing things right and being upfront and honest and open with the Australian people, well, they deserve to know. They deserve to know why you're standing in the way of senators in this place asking for documents and not complying with it. I mean, months go by and we have to put motion after motion after motion asking for either a compliance on the OPD or attendance by the minister. It's just turned into a circus, and again, I thought you guys were the adults in charge, right? It doesn't feel like it. But you know what I was really surprised by? Every motion yesterday had an amendment which the minister on duty read out in full, except for 3 motions yesterday, which was moved by Senator Antic, which were swiftly passed. And I was surprised. I was like, what? What's going on here? And those motions wanted documents which related to Australians in the Epstein files to be produced. So now it's probably because the government, you know, is slow to show information on things that people actually want to know, like on housing, on defence, on cost of living, on what you're doing with price gouging. But when it came to the Epstein files, I think you are very curious on wanting to know which Aussies are on the files. Now, these delaying tactics are not based on any solid principles. They're based on the grievances that the government holds against certain individuals in this place that dare to ask the tough questions. And let me tell you, we're not going to stop asking it. We're going to keep putting these OPDs. We're going to keep demanding the answers that our constituents have sent us here to ask. And if you don't like it, well, tough luck. You're in government. Deal with it.